Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to fit your own skins. It's possible to buy skins by the meter. I've got these lovely Pramoka 100% mohair skins, and I'm going to fit them to my skis. You can buy skins which are already fitted and specific to your ski, but you don't get a lot of choice about the type of blend or how fast or how grippy you want. So there's a lot of benefit in making your own skins, especially if you have a pair of skis which have a tip notch. Then you can make your own tip attachment, and you don't need a tail attachment. As long as your glue is good and your technique's good, there's no point. It basically then allows you to rip your skins off from the front, and that's much faster. You don't have to take your skis off, you can rip your skins off, you can look like a proper rando eraser. So let's get started. I can start by explaining what you need in terms of equipment and hardware to make these skins. So you need some scissors to trim the skins. You need a skin trimming tool. So you can either borrow from a friend, or maybe at some point in your past life you've actually bought some skins and they tend to come with a trimming tool. So, but this is very important. You need a trimming tool. You need a lighter. You need some bungee cord. And last but not least, you need a sewing machine. So if you don't have a sewing machine, go and visit your granny. If you don't have a granny, generally in most towns you have little shops with people that are good at sewing. Maybe a place that does wedding dress modifications or any other sort of sewing shop. You can take your skins in and instruct them to sew them for you. So these are 85mm waist skis, and the side cut in terms of the shape is 118, 85, 106. So that means that the widest part of the skin should really be greater than 118mm. These skins are 120, so that's perfect. I like to fit the skins perfect to the edges. It gives much better grip. Some people, you just have straight skins, but in my experience you don't get very good grip, and unless you're racing with tiny wee skis, it's nice to have a fully fitted skin. So let's get started. First thing to do is you need to work out how much you want to order in terms of length. Generally just take your skis, see these are 179, so I think I've ordered about 3.2 meters, I think. So this is for both skis. So we can just basically split this skins in half, cut the skins in half. That one's to one side. So when fitting your skins, you need to make sure you stick them on your ski the right way. If you put them the wrong way, then the skins won't work properly. If you feel them, they're slidey one way and provide a lot more resistance the other way, because the hairs come up and resist. So to make sure that it's slidey from the top, from the tip to the tail of the ski. Okay, let's take some bungee cord and cut off a generous amount. Probably throwing a lot of this away, but it's better with too much rather than too little. Okay, let's remove the protective covering for the glue. Okay, don't need this, throw it away. Okay, with some form of measuring device, we would fold over about 5 centimeters This is what we're going to use to create our tip attachment. Cool. Okay, flip that over. Now as well, we can trim off the corners about 45 degrees. You want to have a small part at the top, but nothing too wide. So maybe not 45 degrees, but I think 30 degrees. And we cut to the tip of the skin. Let's use the bit that we've cut off to guess a template for the next one. So yeah, there we go. So I'll put that on. Yeah, roughly. Let's cut there. You can always do modifications to this later. Just make sure you don't cut off too much. There we go. See? Looking good. And what we'll do is we will thread through our bungee cord. Okay. There we go. And then let's tie a knot quite close to the top. It doesn't need to be very long. Quite close to the top of the skin, I mean. It doesn't need to be very long, the distance between the bungee cord and the knot. So just a simple overhand. Again, you can adjust this later. But yeah, just make sure the knot's quite close to the top of the skin. There you go. Okay. So what we'll do later is we will sew here with the sewing machine to make this stay on. I've tried tape and glue before, but basically sewing seems to last. Okay, so I have put the skin on the ski and I've made sure that the skin is centered on the ski. And now I'm going to trim the skin. It's very important that you just take your time with this and make sure that you know how to use the skin trimming tool properly, because you can really only do this once. If you do it wrongly, you could damage your skins, and they might not grip as well on situations where you're maybe traversing on icy terrain. You want the skins to have the correct distance away from your edges, and the skin trimming tools are perfect for that. You just need to make sure that the tool is flush with the edges of the ski and doesn't move around too much, otherwise you can accidentally take off too much. If you take off too little, you can take the tool past again and it will generally trim better. So as always, taking off not enough is actually okay, but taking off too much and you can't really go back. So you just slide it along and it cuts the skin. There we go. We did one side. messy at the top here, I'll just trim it slightly. There we go. And next is to do the other side. Some manufacturers recommend like moving the skins slightly so they're flush with the skins, and then cutting again if you're looking for a setup where the skins are like super flush with the edges, but I actually prefer a little bit more distance so your edges are really fully exposed when you've got your skins on. This is quite useful if you really need to like ski downhill slightly and you want to use your edges slightly, or you want to just really dig into hard snow. So I just keep it as is and then just trim with the tool on the other side of the skin straight away. So I bought these skins from a website in Italy. It's quite popular in Italy to buy skins by the meter, or in this case I think you can buy them by the centimetre. They've got a good range, so I'll link to the place where I bought them if you're looking to get some yourself. Here in Norway, I was speaking to the owner of a sports shop the other day, and he was saying that for some skins, the trade price of skins this year has increased by 100%. You believe that? So the best way for trimming tips actually to have a nice neat job is to take like a plastic bowl, relatively small, or a large pint glass could also work. You place that on the ski, and then just draw around it to give you something to cut to, so it looks nice and neat. Okay, so the final step is to sew the skins together to finalise the tip connector, and to trim this a little bit, trim the bungee, make the knot a little bit tighter, and also use the lighter to seal the ends of the bungee cord. Hi guys, so I've got the sewing machine out and I've got the climbing skins, and then we're going to sew them. I basically just go back and forward many times, and over time the actual glue in the skins just degrades and actually gets more and more sticky, so I haven't had any problem with this at all. You need a relatively good sewing machine to actually go through the skin material twice. I've got this Husqvarna 250 electronic that I borrowed, which seems to do the job. So yeah, basically just stick it in, put it down, then go back and forward. Then reverse. slight issue is we've run out of thread, so I need to work out how to thread the lower part. So yeah, be right back. Here we are, back on track. Just a few back and forwards, just to make it super solid. So there we have it. After a bit of back and forward and a few times when I got caught up in the sewing machine, I've managed to sew back and forward, so that's it now, solidly attached. It's not pretty, but it works well. So here we have the finished article. Let's test attaching it. Bungee cord here. Line it up. Go on. There we are. Bingo. These are custom made skins. And take them off. Put them like so. And then voila. And store them, just tail to tip, line it up. Okay, well, thanks for watching today. See you next time.